Maxing Out on Morphine
by Nicole Buckley
and Anna Panasenko. In December of 1804, morphine was first discovered by Friedrich Suhrner in Paderborn, Germany. Suhrner was a 21-year-old pharmacist assistant with no education who discovered the active ingredients in opium poppy. He believed there were medicinal properties within opium, so Suhrner conducted experiments dealing with the gum secreted by opium to isolate the alkaloid compound secreted, which was later known as morphine, which happens to be 10 times stronger than processed opium. Although technically discovered in 1804, morphine actually traces back to 1522, known as laudanum, a painkiller during that time. Although morphine was discovered in opium, it also synthesized from coal tar and petroleum. However, most morphine is derived from opium poppy. Morphine was derived from the opium poppy plant, which is a flowering plant that produces poppy seeds that we eat in our everyday life. There is a myth that is said that eating enough poppy seeds before a drug test can affect the reading of that drug test. While this is true, poppy seeds can cause a false positive opioid reading, leading others to believe that you are a possible heroin addict, because heroin is derived from morphine. This being said, within poppy seeds, there is a small amount of morphine. You would need approximately 40 grams of seeds, which is equivalent to about a dozen poppy seeds bagels, to equal a dose of morphine for the drug test to come out positive opioids. In 1817, morphine was marketed to the public as a cure for alcohol and opium addiction. Methadone was used to cure morphine addiction. It was used extensively during the American Civil War to cure injuries and was still used in both World War I and World War II, and also Vietnam War. Although it was later discovered that the morphine was just as addictive, if not more, than other substances that were being abused, with soldiers coming back from the war with substance issues and addiction problems due to the use of morphine. This became known as soldier's disease. An estimated 400,000 soldiers came back from the war addicted to morphine. It used to be the most commonly abused narcotic, which was later surpassed by heroin when it came into contact with the public. Heroin was manufactured from morphine and came into the market in 1898 by Bayer. It was created hoping to be an improved version of morphine, but instead it was ended up having more addictive qualities than morphine. While there are numerous methods in creating morphine, our body actually creates small amounts of morphine that are produced naturally. However, there is a traditional method of gathering latex from unripe pods, or also the process of using the dried out poppy straws, also known as the stems, which was invented in Hungary in 1925.
Around this time frame in 1804, Haiti declares independence from France and became the first black nation to do so, while a few years earlier in 1801, Great Britain and Ireland merged to become the United Kingdom. Also on February 19, 1801, Thomas Jefferson won the presidential election of 1800. Although discovered in 1804, the structural formula was not determined until 1925. It contains 5 rings, 3 of which are on the same plane. One of the other 2 rings is the nitrogen one, but both are on right angles to the other 3 rings. Byproducts of morphine such as heroin and codeine change back into morphine during natural processes that occur in the liver. This is similar to the process of salicylic acid being converted into aspirin. This drug looks like a white crystalline powder that is odorless and soluble in water in this form. Since morphine is a common painkiller, it must be able to be injected into oneself. Being able to do so, the pharmaceutical companies mix the morphine salts with sodium hydroxide so the body can tolerate the injection. It is also used as an anesthesia during surgeries or to cure those with conditions such as heart attacks, pain from cancer, surgery, or trauma. It has also proved effective for various respiratory ailments such as respiratory depression. Overuse of morphine can cause constipation and cardiac arrest. While taking morphine can impair both your mental and physical performance, it also relieves fear and anxiety, causing a production of euphoria. It also numbs pain, alters mood, reduces hunger, induces sleep, and decreases the sex drive. Uncommon and minor side effects include nausea, vomiting, and decreased gastrointestinal motility. However, just like with too much of anything, people can become addicted to morphine, and when they try to stop, they tend to go through withdrawal. It is easy to become addicted since morphine causes physical and psychological dependence to develop fairly quickly. With the failed attempt of creating a drug with the pain-killing powers of morphine, but without the addictive qualities, Barrett created a drug that was actually worse, heroin. This was later taken out of production from the company history in 1913, which was later replaced with a popular everyday drug called aspirin. When morphine was first discovered, there was no need for a prescription because anyone could get a hold of it. This was only possible up until 1914, when the Narcotics Act of 1914 prohibited the use of morphine without a prescription.